And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes her guest. She's a comedian and podcaster who nearly won $2 billion when she correctly picked the number 10 in Powerball. It's Lizzy Cooperman. And she's a writer who absolutely does not want to join your cult, probably. It's Shorr. Tone Zone is here to let you all know that even though it's clear now that Dilbert is a horrible racist, Dogbert is a very good boy. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little trifles. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Ulysses Atkins. Yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of behind-the-scenes content, outtakes, bonus materials, bonus episodes of my Patreon podcast, The Friend Zone. I just put up an episode with Daniel and me answering your questions, and I inserted some hot, maybe it's not steaming hot, it's like warmer, like you'd have to blow on it first, gossip at the very end. And there's a level where you can text me, I'll text you back. Go for an annual subscription and you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. I am very excited. Very, very, very excited. And normally I just say very excited, but now you know I really mean it. To welcome my guests and to get into everything today. Welcome back, Lizzy Cooperman.
I can't believe it. Pinch me.
We're doing it.
I know.
We did it.
I'm thrilled. We got past Halloween. We got past the candy predictions. Yeah. We got through the pillow reveal. Yeah. And now we're here.
I know. You said I had, you were guessing everyone's favorite candy bar.
Yes.
And you felt big Snickers energy from me.
Oh my God. You have BSE. You still got it.
Thank you. The thing is, I don't even really like Snickers, but I feel like maybe I do. And I just don't know it.
Right. Yeah. I would like for you to explore that before the next time I'm on, please.
I will. Shorr, hello.
Hello. It's so nice to be here with all of you.
I know. And you guys have not formally.
We may have met in another cosmic life. We're not sure.
Right. It seems like you think you might have met, but you haven't. And now when I said formally, for a second, I was like, formerly? Because you know how people online, they mean formerly and they write
formally. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So then I got confused.
Formally? Like as in we met at prom?
Formally? No. Like they don't know how to spell.
Right.
Formerly known as. The artist formerly known as Prince.
And they say, right.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world out there, Lizzy.
It's truly jarring. It's jarring.
Tony Thaxton, hello.
What's up, girlfriend?
Tony Thaxton.
Oh my God, Tony, you are going to regret. You know how you come to regret everything you share with me? Like,
those are usually just mundane things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You hate that you told me about the robes. You probably hate the bananas, and you really hate the shoes immediately after showering thing. You're going to hate that you just said, "What's up, girlfriends?" Because I'm going to make you do it all the time.
I'm just trying to fit in today,
I know.
you know?
It's a ladies only day.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm used to it.
I mean, plus Tony.
Ladies only.
Yeah.
Tony's a lady today.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Because it's been like a real sausage fest of late. There's been a lot of dudes. It's just been dudes upon dudes upon dudes. You know what? Another
like
online.
This is just a penis man.
Yeah. So now it's time for the ladies to take back the show.
Yeah.
Plus Tony.
Woo!
All right. So let's just set the scene.
Yeah.
We're in the studio. It is very wet out there.
Yes.
I have been talking about it so people know, but it's been an unusual storm in LA. There has been there's patches of snow. Who was saying where they are there was snow? Was that you, Lizzy?
No.
I walked in. Were you saying it, Robin?
Tony,
we're talking about hail.
Hail.
There was hail by me the other day. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. There was hail also when I was driving back from the job I'm working at for my podcast where I did run into Tony, which we can flag for follow-up.
Yes, please. I need to hear all about that.
Yes.
So, yes. So anyway, I know that for people who live in places of the country where they're used to weather, this is like, okay, great. There was hail, big whoop. But for us, this is very unusual. You probably saw the tree in our backyard that is down.
No, I didn't even notice.
Oh, look down.
Neither.
Really?
Down trees are just part of the landscape these days. It doesn't even occur to me.
There are certain trees that are really like imposing and they really announce themselves. Like there's certain trees that if they walk into a party, it's like, oh, guess you're here now.
Right.
And then there's other trees that can just like insinuate themselves. And suddenly it's like, oh, when did you get here? This is that kind of tree.
Oh, maybe
it's like
that's why I didn't notice it.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was like, it's afraid to take up space. So much so that it fell over.
Wow.
Yeah.
That tree's in
sensitive
therapy
observer.
with me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's an empath.
Yes.
Of a tree.
It's very sweet. But, what people may not know is that in Los Angeles, there's no infrastructure for something like this.
No.
Our roads do not work correctly. If you're me, you have a leak that's been going on for 2.5 months that cannot be repaired by on an army of people that have come to repair it. And it's just
why?
I don't know.
What
It's
happens?
This pesky leak. Wherever the house was added onto in the 80s, they didn't roof it correctly.
Oh.
So it's just everybody gets like crazy when the weather is like this. And I feel we're at the tail end of it. I don't think this is going to be
sure
how
hope
it is
so.
forever. Or am I going to have to get one of those sad lights, seasonal affective disorders, and just like stare into a light?
Probably.
Yeah.
But are you one of those people who's like, I just love when it's 80 degrees?
No.
Okay.
No.
Lizzie, are you?
I really enjoy this weather.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't do well in the heat.
No, me neither.
Me neither.
And neither does Daniel. And why are we all here?
But yeah, when it's like this, I will sleep with the heater blowing on my face. I'm like, I don't like hot weather, but then it's like I need a space heater.
Yes.
And then I turn it. What I do is I try to capture all the heat, and then right before I fall asleep, I turn it off.
Oh.
I sleep with an electric blanket, and the new thing I've added now that I'm of geriatric age is a heat pad. And I have talked about these things on podcasts. Yeah, no, I'll wake up and I'm like, I didn't know it was possible for my crotch to sweat that much. And I think I really am getting well, because that's the heat
And
pad
this is without the heat pad?
no.
It's with the heat.
Oh.
Is the heat pad inside of your car?
I was like,
I have an internal heat pad. No.
I'm like, how are we not making money off this hot? We could be using it as a hot plate.
You could fry an egg on my crotch.
Yeah.
No, it's with the heat pad.
Okay.
I fall asleep with the heat pad on my abdomen, but like also kind of crotch area.
And was that born out of menstrual cramps?
That is why. No. It's good. It's a good thing to ask. Sometimes it is used for that, but it's more like I just realized I love something warm on my. I find it so soothing, and
I like to sleep with a tub of gravy on my stomach at all times.
yeah, do you ever wake up and like the gravy and sweat have mixed together?
Exactly.
So I'll wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sweating so much, but it didn't wake me up.
Right.
It's just.
Do you
it's
feel
gross.
do you secretly feel like maybe I worked out a little bit in my sleep and it's like covered for the day? I don't need to do any sweating?
Yes. And also, like, even though I don't believe in it, I think that I have sweat out the impurities and the toxins.
Yeah.
It's like a sweat hut lodge
Yes.
for my crotch.
Yes. A temescal, as they call it in Mexico.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I learned that when I was inside one. But it's a small space.
Yeah, what happens?
You have really intense, I went to a resort in Tulum and it said temescal and it's like free of charge. So I went and you're in a circle with people, you're sweating and everyone's sharing really intense stories about either the things they want in life or can't get. One woman is having a terrible time getting pregnant. So you're just like putting it all into the middle of the circle and letting it burn.
Oh.
But at that point, I just didn't have anything like deep. I was just like, I'm really with all of you guys right now. Like I just couldn't think of what I wanted my temescal confession to be.
You're like, I feel bad talking about my roof right now.
Yeah, because my roof sucks. Sorry you can't get, no, but it's just, It was just I was young. I was younger at the time. And was like, I thought we were just sweating. I didn't realize we were getting emotional. I just wasn't prepared.
Right. Was there a fire in the center? Is that what was causing the heat?
They were like it was like a shovel and almost like a coal situation to keep it hot. But it definitely wasn't coal.
Wow.
But like picture an igloo. It was just like a really hot igloo.
I feel like nothing good begins with a shovel.
Right.
Oh, that's
a really good point.
A question that came up on the last episode of the show, which I'm still obsessed with, is there anything that ricotta cheese would be gross with? And this is your shovel issue. I don't mean it's like it's not like you have a complex about shovels. Your shovel question is this episode's version of that.
Yeah.
Does anything good start with a shovel?
Yes,
Because
planting.
Okay.
When they come to fix your tree, they'll use a shovel.
Yes.
But I will say the shovel.
Shovel. You're in shovel trouble.
Shoveleth. It is sort of a harbinger of a tool.
Right, because a burial. So nothing. I mean, it's
Burial.
good that we're finding, it's a proper resting place, but still something sad is happening.
Yeah. Or if you're being buried alive, you don't want to,
Yeah.
burial / buried alive. They're very related to me.
Right. I don't mean to assume that it is a good burial just because, right, you could be burying like a dead body.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or an alive body.
I realize I just folded. I mean, the evidence.
Right.
As opposed to like, this is a proper burial or buried alive to kill someone, or you got to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
You're bearing evidence.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the beginning and end of a cycle involves a shovel.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's very Jewish to me.
It is very
It kind of
Jewish.
is.
Yeah. And
Tony, do you feel weird?
Do I feel weird?
Because you're not Jewish.
No, I'm fine. Okay. I'm here with my girls.
At Jewish funerals, you have to when everybody. I don't know if you've experienced this, but you go and you shovel a little bit of dirt and you throw it on the grave as a mark of respect.
Right.
Like I was here, I helped at least bury you.
I
don't know.
I have not been to one of these situations you speak of.
I've been to so many.
Is it one shovel that gets passed around?
Yes. It's one shovel.
Is it like a garden shovel?
No,
it's like a big old.
It's the shovel they use.
That is so funny. Like a celebrity funeral, they're like, we're going to need 600 shovels by Saturday. Does everyone get a shovel?
Well, I'm just thinking.
No, they pass it, but then I will say that the passing of the shovel is awkward because people are like sad, and then you're like trying to hand off you want to have a meaningful moment, and then if you're me, I'm just worried about who I'm going to give the shovel to, and then if there's nobody there, you have to stick it back in the dirt and wait for the next person to come up. It's a lot of.
I believe you're also supposed to turn it backwards.
Oh yes, you're totally right.
Why is it bad luck otherwise?
Yes. I remember at my mom's, I did it the wrong way, and someone was like, you did it backward. And I thought,
not the time or place.
Yeah, you didn't need to tell me. I buried my mother incorrectly.
That's so Jewish. You did it wrong.
Or bury my family.
Yeah, you're right. It's some weird tradition that you have to have the back part of the shovel. And you know what? I'm just going to say, from a convenience perspective, you're already if it's a summertime funeral. It's hot. You're wearing black. You're like, oh my God, I forgot about this shoveling tradition. You're sad. Just to get the dirt in the grave is such a triumph. And then to have to remember to even turn it around. Right. I mean, come on.
What does it imply if you don't? Like, oh, you're next?
Probably. But like, I don't know. I'm going to look that up. That's so fascinating. It's just a weird little thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's that it's regretfully. Because if you're doing it you don't, it's a symbol that you don't want to do it.
Right. You're not here like gleefully getting
an enthusiastic shovelment.
I believe so.
Because what I'm thinking, and it sounds like you had this a little bit, Robin, I would just be like, oh God, okay, it's 4 people and then it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, it's 3 people. Okay, it's my moment. Okay, what if I don't get enough? What if I get too much? What if I this? I mean, it would just, I would be very much in my head.
That's not what you're going to be thinking.
What am I going to be thinking?
You'll be mourning.
But I can be mourning and be self-conscious at the same time.
What if it's somebody she doesn't know that well?
You're right. What if I am at the wrong funeral?
Right. That's interesting. That reminds me of we think in we think in generality, but we live in detail.
Oh.
What's that from? I like that.
I feel like it's an anonymous, like from some little Zen companion book I have or something.
Because have you guys ever been at a situation, perhaps if you've ever been to some kind of meeting where there are 12 steps, they do this often, where they are passing around some literature and each person's going to read a paragraph? Whenever that happens, if I'm ever in a situation where that happens, I'm very much like, okay, it's two people for me.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm reading.
Right.
I'm reading. How did I? And then I pass it on. How did I do?
Right.
Did I read okay? And it's like, I know how to read.
Yeah.
And I know how to read aloud. I talk into a microphone, but I still get very in my head.
And there's always one person who gets stuck with a word that everyone's like, I'm so glad I didn't get that paragraph.
Or everyone knows how to pronounce it except the guy or girl reading it. But yeah, it's so stressful when you're speaking of passing around a Passover, you read different parts of the Passover story. And I just remember as a kid being like, I just want everyone to think I'm a really good reader. I have a great voice. So like, I'm not even listening to the story of Passover, or in the 12-step thing too. I would be totally so nervous that people thought I was a complete goof.
I remember reading a passage at my sister's wedding, and I feel like I was very like, let's see if I can remember any of the words.
Like you felt like a holy vessel. Or
yes, like to them, they call. I mean, that's not what I said. It wasn't like that, but I do remember being like, I am really doing a great job.
Crushing it.
There is something about spaces like temples and things like that where it does feel like, I don't know. I love being in sacred and religious spaces, even if they're not, synagogues.
Mm-hmm.
I like going into cathedrals, and I feel like there is like an energy that kind of comes through.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or podcast studios.
Yes. This is a sacred
our
temple to entertainment.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I do have a question that does not relate at all. Where are you? I am drinking a Monster Energy drink right
I
now.
had a lot of questions when I saw
I
that.
didn't even notice.
Allison's like, how do we stop
it was
talking about
really-
funerals? How do we stop? How do I turn this ship around?
I could not believe it when I saw it in your hands.
I am tingling right now.
no.
And I need to, okay, here's the deal. I did in-office whitening, teeth whitening. And my teeth stain from coffee really fast.
Yeah.
And I drink a lot of coffee. So I'm like, I can't stop drinking coffee, but I also want to keep, and I feel like they're already, and it was like 2 weeks ago, and I feel like they're already getting like dingy. They're not bright white like they were. Not that they were ever super duper bright white, but like, yeah. So I can't even focus because inside my brain, it's
Do
like,
you know,
Monster Energy.
one, they look fantastic.
Yeah, they do look
thank
really
you.
white.
Thank
You
you.
don't, yeah.
But I also had that like years ago. I did Invisalign, and they were like, and you get a free Zoom whitening.
Okay.
And mine lasted like 3 days when I did it. I think.
yeah, it's very temporary.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive.
So actually, it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be. And I have to say, I thought compared to like doing the trays, which I had done years ago, it's like more bang for your buck. I feel like it's cheaper and it's like a prominent difference versus like that takes a month or whatever.
Right.
But here's the thing, and I got to take this coat off. I think I'm getting hot. It's all the
Your
it's all the-
electric coat.
It's all the bull pheromones jumping
Yes.
through my body or
Woo.
whatever.
Oh, you have a heating pad on under there.
That spritz, that's my crotch sweat. Okay, so I'm like, I can't not drink caffeine. What if I just transition to energy drinks or something? Is that a viable option? Is that super unhealthy? What is this? Does anyone else drink them?
No.
They're so bad for you.
Okay,
I think
that's my suspicion.
the way that the M is clawed onto the can, I feel should be an indicator.
You're right.
The M was ripped into the can by a monster.
Before this, but you know what else might be affecting me? I had a caffeine gummy before this.
I didn't even know such a thing existed.
neither.
I didn't either till I went on Amazon. It's called, and by the way, not a sponsor. It's called like Mocha Shot or something. There's 2 to a pack. They say it's the same as a cup of coffee. So I had half a cup of coffee. It was so gross. And the aftertaste, especially, I was like, oh, what is that? It's very chemically and it's gross. But now I do feel like I'm buzzing in a way that makes me a little scared. It's different than coffee. What's happening
Does
to my
it
body?
feel like it's buzzing around in your head, like, or is it just
my
like
whole body feels like it's tingling. Like, you know, when you've stayed up for 24 hours, when you pulled an all-nighter and the next day you're like,
I'm gonna
my
die.
body feels weird.
Yeah.
That's how this feels. Just a little bit.
I think that
good,
I think
right?
we have to just kind of accept that like teeth whitening is just a thing of life, and that to have your coffee, because think about yourself when you're being buried. Are you going to say, I wish I'd had less coffee and whiter teeth?
No.
You're going to be like, no, I wish I'd savored every cup of coffee. I think coffee is a special drink.
My dentist.
the dumbest thing.
I actually feel
No,
like
I agree
that.
with you. I agree with you. Coffee is the drink equivalent of Lizzie's Sacred Spaces.
Yeah. Well, because on Saturday we lost our electricity. Our power went out for about 16 hours, and my boyfriend and I went to Gelson's, but before we got to the Gelson's, I was like, I cannot talk to you. Like, I can't.
Because you hadn't had coffee?
I hadn't had coffee, and we were getting a little snippy with each other. And then as like 45 minutes later, I'm skipping out to the car, and I'm like, it's really fucked up that hot liquid water determines my mood
Yes.
so
Right.
blatantly.
What if you had a Monster Energy drink?
Oh God! I turn into a. I get like if I have chocolate, I get like, hey.
Did you actually go out and purchase this?
So what happened was, I'm glad you asked, because this is about to start a long story that's not going to be worth it.
I'm actually dying to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Rosen special.
A Rosen special. That's right, gal. I did Instacart, and I put a single one in the cart because I'm like, I want to try this. And also because the 14 pack or whatever was like $20. I'm like, that is so expensive. Maybe it's actually, it struck me as expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe less than 14, whatever.
How
And
did
then-
you land on the gray, just out of curiosity?
That's the Zero Ultra, Lizzie.
Yeah, it's the 0 calories because I don't want my calories coming from
Okay.
this. I only want to tingle from it. I had researched different levels of caffeine because I'm like, I don't want to drink one of these that doesn't have enough caffeine in it. And I think this is pretty high up.
Ugh.
But I feel like the tingling is coming from some other ingredient. I don't know.
What does it taste
Cocaine.
like?
It tastes like blueberry. Kind
Oh
of.
my God, yes, you're a cocaine polar bear.
It is like
It's very sweet, surprisingly, but it's artificial sweetener. So anyway, when it arrived, I saw the big, like, chub pack of Monster Energy drinks, and I thought, oh no, they replaced my single with that. I didn't want that. It's so expensive. But then it turned out that Daniel had also ordered it. So we got a full. Daniel is all about. He drinks 5 Hour Energy.
I would do a deeper dive into all that.
I think I'm gonna
I'd look
need to.
into it
Yeah,
because
I
I
need to-
remember reading something. But my friend was like addicted to it, and he found out it was like doing something to his insides.
Really?
Yeah.
The other night, I rolled over onto my left arm, and then my left arm started really hurting. And I'm like, what if I'm having a heart attack? What if it's from the energy? Even though I'm like laying on my arm in a weird position.
Right.
But I still was like, something's happening. It's my left arm.
well, yeah.
Wait, so you're a few days in on these?
Well, okay. I also bought Highball, which is
Oy.
especially disgusting.
Yeah. What is inspiring?
Isn't that what killed River Phoenix? Wasn't it a highball?
That's an 8-ball.
An 8-ball. Sorry, I don't know anything.
It's Highball is like it's got ginseng and caffeine and no sweetener, and it is, unless they come on my show, it is so gross. I couldn't even get through one.
Ooh.
But I'm a few days in on trying to drink them.
Okay.
I have had one full one a few days ago.
What is the event that inspired you to need all this energy? What happened?
Yeah.
My sister, I'll tell you exactly.
Okay.
My sister, I said to her,
She just bumped her elbow into the desk, and I blame the 5. I blame the monster.
I blame the extra arm that's growing out of
did
your
that
arm.
tingle? Did it like reverberate in your elbow?
yes, I could feel it in my teeth.
Oh no.
I said to my sister, what color would you say my teeth are? And she said, cream. And I said, what? She said, off-white. And I said, what? And she said, that's what colors teeth are supposed to be. But it was too honest. So then but the reason I asked her was because I was starting to feel that my teeth weren't white enough. And so then I went all in on getting the teeth whitening. And then, Lizzie, I am addicted to coffee. I drink like 2 or 3 cups a day and I need them. So the event is life.
Okay.
It's that I need
that's
the
right,
coffee
that's right. Okay.
replacement. But I also had 2 cups.
But you can't drink coffee with a straw. That's the thing. You
No,
can't
I
drink
have
hot
been.
coffee with a straw.
I've been putting in enough almond milk that it's pretty cool and dilute, and then I drink it with straw. But then I still, I don't know.
Let me say, I feel like drinking coffee with a straw, there's still going to be backsplash.
That's what's happening. Maybe I like to just hold it in my mouth. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'll find.
That is fun.
I'll go hours and hours with a little coffee in my mouth.
Yeah, I feel like you almost need like a luge, like a coffee luge. And you're just at the bottom with your mouth open. Yeah.
Between the coffee luge and the crotch sweat, you've got it. It's all over the place. And I blame the monster.
Can I, since it's just us gals, can I say something that would have been like a topic of conversation if we were all at a slumber party when we were teens, and it's about blowjobs?
Yeah.
Preach.
I feel like there was a certain point where there was some girl who was like, you guys, the way you do it is you just have it go straight to the, like, it just bypasses the taste buds and just straight to the back of the mouth. And that's how you avoid. Do you know? Have you not had this conversation?
No. I remember the person who did it in my bunk at camp.
Okay, right. Yeah. Somehow that would, like, you'd avoid gagging. You'd avoid thinking it's gross if you could just shoot it straight into the back of your, like, past the esophagus. Lizzy, have you had this conversation?
I never got that kind of instruction. No.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about things, but I actually a friend of mine was not allowed to hang out with me anymore because I wrote him a letter when he was at camp that said, so-and-so gave so-and-so a blowjob. And his mom found it when he came home and said, who wrote this? And he was like, Lizzy Cooperman. And she said, I don't want you hanging out with her anymore. Because I said someone else gave a blowjob.
You were
you were reporting.
Yes, I was a child journalist.
Yeah. That's so unfair.
I know.
How old were you guys?
We were in like probably 8th or 9th grade. Probably 8th grade.
Were you sad?
8th. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He was like, I'm so sorry, but I called his house and he was like, I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore.
Oh my God.
This feels really unfair.
That's so mean.
Especially because I was the kind of kid who, like, didn't come near a penis for a really long time, but I would have repeated that someone gave someone a blowjob.
For sure.
That was my activity.
God,
people's talking about other people's situations.
I was reporter shamed.
Yes, you were. You just were reporting. And
you were speaking truth to power.
I remember sitting and, like, hearing the more experienced gal in my slumber party situation talk about it and like wanting to pause the conversation and, like, go around the room and be like, is this really what we're doing now? Because, like, I just thought we were making lanyards. You know what I mean? Like, it just, like, it took off in a way and I just wasn't notified.
Yes.
And the other thing I just want to say is it a coincidence that the girl that taught us all theoretically how to give blowjobs is married to a billionaire now?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I do think they're divorced now.
Oh.
But she married a billionaire at the right time.
Can we ask, like, where did he make his billions?
Yes, he made his billions up north in Silicon Valley.
Of course.
Making very popular games that we've all heard of. I can't say which ones. I'll tell you after.
Does it involve pushing sweets into other sweets?
No.
Okay. I think that was a woman. Candy Crush.
Oh, Candy Crush. No, but you're in the right area. She married the da-da-da-da guy. And then they had kids and everything.
Da-da-da-da? Do I play da-da-da-da?
She has a very, very successful company of her own, so she didn't necessarily need him.
So she doesn't need to be
but whatever
sucking
she
her
did,
way.
she got that
is her company.
billionaire dick.
I bet billionaire dick is gross.
Wow. I bet they're trying to figure out how to, like, goose it. Like, they're just shoot. I don't want to know.
Right, they're putting someone else's dick blood in their dick.
They're doing something crazy because they're bored.
What I was going to say, though, is that I need to shoot the coffee to the back of my throat. Like, if I could just deep throat the coffee, then the
then
teeth
you could
wouldn't
marry
even...
Milton Bradley.
That's right.
Deep throat the coffee.
Now, we need to get into the happenings on Lizzy's podcast, and she's got to explain her podcast. But first, just real fast.
Sure.
She said Milton Bradley. What was everyone's favorite that kind of game when they were young?
Clue.
Clue
And
was fun.
Operation.
Oh, have I talked?
Operation.
Were you here on the episode where I explained that my dad found the sound of Operation too jarring and annoying.
No.
So we could play Operation, but my parents had cut the wires so it didn't buzz. It was
There's
just
no
like
point.
the honor system. It was so not fun.
You're like, this would never happen in the actual,
In the OR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear that, but that's just a way to cut the fun out of
It
the
really
game.
was.
Actually, that's more realistic.
Yes.
That's true.
I suppose.
They were
right.
training you for the real world.
Yeah. Where all of a sudden the guy that we operated on would turn around and sue us.
Right.
And I hadn't gotten malpractice insurance.
Right.
I think I remember going through a Stratego phase.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever play that? It was short lived, but it was
I've heard
fun.
of it.
I think that's what I
Don't
liked.
tip the waiter. Does anybody remember that one where the waiter, like, you had to like put stuff on him or he would tip?
No, but that sounds fun.
That was a
I
fun one.
don't.
What did you play?
I also liked Clue, and I felt like I just wanted to be every woman in Clue. I was like, I don't care if it's White, Peacock, Scarlet. I just
They're all
want to
great.
be one of those women in the home with the butler and like eating the like dinner at that giant table. When the movie came out, that
Yes.
was exhilarating.
Oh my
to go,
God.
oh,
Didn't it have three different endings?
endings. Yeah.
We
Yes.
had it on a videotape. I mean, I guess you have to.
We went to the theater because they were showing the different we like went 3 times.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Because
Yeah.
they'd be like, this one is with ending A. This
Yeah,
is
at A,
yes.
B, and C. That was crazy. Why they should do that more? That would actually be cool. Because look, it's been like 40 years and we're all still talking about
Yeah,
this.
so true.
Tony, what game did you like?
When I was very young, I remember playing Sorry a lot.
Oh,
Oh,
And-
that is
yes.
And I will say, weirdly, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, played it with a group of friends as adults. Still very fun.
What's the goal of that game?
Yeah, what is
it's
the goal?
to teach forgiveness.
I honestly don't even remember now. I don't remember what it is. It's easy enough though to just be like very simple and just playing with friends. It was like I remember kind of laughing about we're really gonna play Sorry, and then actually really
You're like,
had
we
fun.
stopped playing, and I immediately called my son. And I said, I've made some mistakes.
I just realized that I never turned on a timer, and I don't even have my timer in front of me. Is there one?
Right here.
Okay.
It's right next to the
Could
toilet
you
paper.
send that on down?
Go.
I need to put some actual tissue in here instead of that roll of toilet paper. Tony, where are we in the show?
We're 31 minutes in.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
Okay. So Lizzy hosts a podcast called In Your Hands with
Yes.
Lizzy Cooperman, which I feel like is just burning up the charts. It is making, it's really you're reaching cultural saturation in a good way.
Allison, I wish that were the case. I
Well,
hope so. I mean, it's received some nice accolades.
yes. It's a podcaster's podcast.
Okay, yes, it's for podcasters only. Please
not what
don't
I mean.
listen. No, forget it.
I just mean
No, I have
people
take it as a
recognize
as a
that it's a
compliment.
good show.
I take that as a compliment. Lizzy Cooperman's In Your Hands, and now it's every other week because
I said the
every week
title wrong,
was
yeah.
so dramatic.
Yeah.
So the listeners, they're called sorcerers because they're crowdsourcing my life. And so every other week, I present 2 options and they vote in my Instagram stories as to which thing I should do. And I try to keep it relatively high stakes. And there was an episode called Victoria's Secret or Secret Pet. And that was actually, oh yeah, right. Well, last time I was on the show, I was about to do that. Do I take this seasonal job at Victoria's Secret or do I get a pet and hide it from my landlady? Be kind. I would have been kind to the animal. I got a message that was like, you can't. And I was like, I'm not going to torture a lizard. I'm just not telling Esmeralda about it. And she never comes to my apartment.
Wait,
So
is
I just
her
wanna
name
be
really
clear.
Esmeralda? I wanted
It's
to
kind
be.
it's close.
Okay.
I
Why
feel-
did they
I-
think you were going to be cruel to a lizard?
I don't know. I was like, I just won't tell my landlady. I think a lot of people do that, but
Yes, they do.
I also appreciate their concern. But I just want to clarify that I would have been a loving
course.
pet owner.
You just wouldn't have
But
announced it,
exactly,
except for on the podcast.
right. But so I got this job at Victoria's Secret. I worked there on Black Friday. It was
Wow.
absolute mayhem. And then Tony came in with his new girlfriend. Not new anymore. Fiance?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
girlfriend.
God. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, are you not into her?
Oh my God.
It's the monster
We just
talking.
moved in together.
I'm Tony. You know I'm just kidding. You know
And
I'm just
Tony,
I-
and I forgot that we had talked about it on the show. And I was like, Tony. And I was like, my name here is not Lizzy. It's Elizabeth. And he was like, I remember.
I know. I was trying to because I saw you immediately, and I I knew that you were like kind of trying to keep certain things quiet about it, so I wasn't going to say anything. I was like,
So
I'm going to just let her
nice.
do her thing. And then you said hi to me, so then I felt like an asshole.
I have to say that's been one of my favorite things to come out of the show. And I'm still so then after the season ended, they said, Elizabeth, will you join our core staff?
Oh my God, that's huge.
And I said yes. And so now I'm working with like
Wait, for real?
Are you? Oh my God! Say more. Say more.
it's incredible. I mean, first of all, I realized that I needed something outside of Hollywood culture.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone there. I don't run into anybody. There are no stakes. I'm a different person.
You're Elizabeth.
I'm
Yeah.
Elizabeth. I'm sales lead 1. I'm in the front of
my
the
God.
store.
Sales lead 1.
I mean, I'm moving in between their Dream Angels and Very Sexy, which are the two like main kind of areas, front areas of Victoria's Secret. I will say, and can I spoil my what's the
Yeah.
go F yourself at the end?
Oh, yeah.
I had a woman. So now, by the way, I've been certified in bra measurement. I have my diploma from Victoria's
That's
Secret.
useful. You're
my
gonna
God.
use that for the rest of your life. That's brilliant.
I can measure anybody. So we had to go to this meeting in the morning. We did get a free bra. I'm wearing it right now.
Oh my God.
We got a free bra for going to this meeting. I'm wearing the incredible push-up. Wireless. And so we had to get like our bra measurements signed off by 3 managers or whatever. And yesterday I was there. I was on the floor at VS, at Vicky's, center stage.
Vicky's.
And this woman I had measured leaves the store. She was very small and she looked like kind of like an elementary school teacher, but
Okay.
with very small features. And she looked at me and she goes, "You were wrong."
Oh, but you have a diploma.
I have a diploma, exactly.
Wow.
And I said, "I'm so sorry, I was wrong about." And she goes, "My size."
"Oh, geez."
She goes, "You were wrong." She goes, "I went in there, I tried on a bra and I was spilling out of it." And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "Well, there are other things that factor into it." I was like, "You are wearing kind of a thick sweater." I go, "And then there's also, everyone's a different shape." And she goes, "I just wanted you to know." And I said, "You seem really upset by that." And me saying that, because I was like, "Well, what's the next step?
Yeah.
Marriage counseling?
Right.
What do you want from me?"
She sounds like the same person that told you were shoveling wrong at the funeral.
Yes.
It's the same vibe. It's like,
Yes.
I mean, why? Yeah.
Why point it out?
Why
Why do you
point it
need to
out?
go back? You tried it on. You're leaving with a bag. You obviously, someone was back there and
She
said
wanted a pound of flesh.
Yeah.
she was upset that she had
So
gone.
then what happened
through-
when you said to her,
I said, "You seem upset by this." And she was with a friend, and the friend went. And I said, "Well, I hope you're feeling better now that you found the right size." And she was like,
Oh,
she just kind of sneered.
wow, she
and-
sounds fun.
yeah.
How old do you think she was?
And it stuck with me.
Yeah.
yes.
Like it's the kind of thing where it's like people. I think she was probably 60.
That's how I picture her in the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had short hair. She had glasses that were a color, I believe. You know, like a green plastic glasses with like a you
chain.
said lanyard.
Allison just put her blue glasses on.
She had like croquis, but a chain.
Oh, she's serious about.
She will not lose her eyewear, and she will not be wrong.
That
And
is so interesting.
Just- yes.
It's so interesting that she felt the need to point it out to you.
yes,
Because what good is going to come from
like I
that?
betrayed you on a personal
Right.
level.
Yeah.
and I was. It's not as like I was rude.
Was she insulted that you said she was a size like a smaller cup size?
Here's
than
another part of it is when she goes, "I told you I had lost weight," and she went. I mean, I'll disclose her size here on the show, people.
Okay, but we might figure out who it is.
We're going to go around with
we'll call her Meredith. Meredith was a 36C, and I got her at a 34C. So
Meredith.
you went down a band size.
Yeah.
She had told me she had lost weight, and I don't know what. I didn't even say, "Well, what did you end up with?"
Right.
Right.
But she said she was spilling out of it like her boobs were bigger than did she want to be a 34D?
Interesting.
But
I think
that's not how it works. Is
I
it?
know.
You don't
I
get to
know.
pick.
But I mean,
Right.
it doesn't. But would you go down a band? Well, Lizzy, Elizabeth might know. Could we speak to Elizabeth?
Yes. Hi, welcome to Victoria's Secret. Can I get you started with a measurement today?
Yes, please. Actually, I have a question. Could you settle a bet? It came up on Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend.
I'm a huge fan.
I love that.
You are okay because I was going to subscribe your phone, but it looks like you're already subscribed.
I loved the episode where they talked about blowjobs.
Oh yes, I learned so much.
I learned a lot.
I don't think Alison should be drinking those energy drinks though.
Right.
She was buzzing, simply buzzing. And I learned about shovel etiquette too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. Is it possible that you could be a 34C and then you lose weight and you go down, so you would end up being a 34D? Because I know my understanding is cup sizes are different. Like a 34C is going to be different than a 36C, da-da-da. So could you go down a band and up a cup?
I would say that would be unlikely with weight loss.
Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Elizabeth.
So there are also sister sizes.
What does that mean?
So that means if you're like a 34C, you might also be able to wear a 32D. And you will go down in the band size and up in the cup. So if we don't have your size.
Okay.
But they also want us to go, I think 38B is perfect for you, because so many people go, well, what if I try all these different sizes? And then they just have a conglomeration of bras.
Did they, was it your choice to be called Elizabeth there, or were they like, this is Victoria's Secret? You must use your Victorian name.
I did it to remain anonymous because I didn't want them Googling me and finding out that I was talking about it on my show.
Wait.
So my given name is Elizabeth. So I thought I'll just be Elizabeth. And it's kind of fun. It's like allows me to kind of feel like I'm undercover.
But you think if they Google Elizabeth Cooperman, they're not going to find...
Well,
do you have a different last name?
there's another Elizabeth Cooperman, a writer.
Oh.
And some people have said to me, they're like, what's your other job? Because I'm older. Like everyone there is in college. Except one woman. I had this manager who was a little older. I found out there are 3 women there who are related. One of my managers left, and I go, oh my God, where are you going? And she goes, Columbia. And I said, that's incredible. And she goes, sportswear, Columbia.
But
I think they think I'm just like a woman, a little older, and like working there for the discount. I think they think I don't, because someone said, well, you don't need the hours or something to me. And I thought, oh, they probably just think I'm
looking for something to do.
Look like a bored person. I told someone I was a ghost writer when they said,
smart.
what else do you do? So that.
And then what are the shift? How many hours in a shift at Vicky's Hush Hush?
That fluctuates.
It does? From
Yeah.
what to what?
I mean, I worked 12 to 4 yesterday. But
That's
the
all right.
day before it was 11 to 4:45.
Dying over Vicky's Hush Hush.
That's what my friend Tracy Saba used to call that. When we were sitting around talking about blowjobs, Tracy Saba would be like, you guys want to go to Vicky's Hush Hush?
It's now called Elizabeth's Secret.
And the secret is that it's a man, right? That like the founder was that man,
Les Wexner.
who
Yeah.
has an unfortunate relation
Yes.
to Jeffrey Epstein. And he may have
Exactly.
funded everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
didn't know that.
that's a secret on top of the secret is that it's owned by Les
So
Wexner.
when I started there during the training, which we had to just do on these like iPads, they hired an army of women for Black Friday, and it was just me and a bunch of like college students in the back, like on iPads. There was one girl who was going like this audibly the whole time. Ugh. Ugh. Like with every page she swiped through on the iPad.
This is when you were learning?
Yeah, when we
It was
were
like online
learning
school.
before they like let us, like it was just like a couple, like an hour or two that we had to go, and we had to watch these videos that were like when a guest walks in, blah blah blah. But you can tell they're really trying to open it up to like body positivity now and inclusivity, because their ads and it's like they have people of different shapes and stuff. So I feel like they're trying to get away from all of that, and
They stopped the Angels fashion show, right?
I believe
think
so.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was also another thing. Apparently, Epstein was just going to the Angel Fashion Show and just pulling from there, or it was part of a bigger.
Oh,
thing.
maybe that's why they got
There's a
it.
documentary.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Hulu or Netflix about it.
Angels and Demons.
Yes, it's actually really good.
I'm very behind in my documentaries now. I haven't watched the Sarah Lawrence sex cult one. Have you seen that?
No.
Stolen youth, you guys. It'll make you lose your mind.
Disturbing, right?
Beyond disturbing.
Yeah.
You really have to be in the right space, especially it's 3 episodes, but episodes 2 and 3 are like, forget it.
But like, what is the right space to watch a really disturbing documentary about a sex cult?
A curious space.
Yeah, like not freaked out or something.
And you know what? If you turn it on, especially when you see this one person, the footage of this one person's experience, you'll be like, you'll either say to yourself, I can handle this or I can't, because it's that intense.
Wow. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
About, have you ever tried mushrooms?
No, and I really want to.
Okay. Have you?
All the time.
Really?
Yes. Well, my boyfriend's brother is an investor in a chocolate mushroom company.
Oh, I
my
was
goodness.
joking, but he is involved in the trade.
I guess so.
The legal trade.
You should be my expert on this episode of my show because
But
I need to talk to someone who's done mushrooms.
I do it truly, if I do it, it's not like I do it to like trip out and feel my soul. I do it because I'm going to, like, specifically in December, I went to a party where I knew there was going to be a girl who hates me at that party. And I was like, I don't know if I can handle this. And being stoned isn't a good idea. And I don't drink. So I was like, I'm just going to have a sliver. And you know what? It helped. And then I found out she was on mushrooms too.
How did it? Okay, I'm so curious.
Yeah.
I was only asking that 'cause the Monster Energy feels like a
Mushroom
risk.
thing?
Like you would take a risk.
Yes.
Like I feel like I would be more likely to try mushrooms than Monster Energy drink.
Well, it's more natural, I guess, than mushrooms.
Yeah, or mushrooms.
You mean
are
mushrooms are more natural?
The mushrooms are more
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the M on. Is it okay that I brought that up on this show?
No, I've mentioned before how I want to try them.
Okay.
I have just always been like, I grew up with DARE. I was very
Yeah.
afraid that I would try cocaine once and have a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then later I did try it and I didn't have a heart attack. And I was like, this is great. And it was too great for a while. Although nothing, I've talked about this before, like, I never got a nosebleed. I never lost my job. I never lost all my money. I just like lost my self-respect and was like, what am I doing? This is not what I'm supposed to be doing, but I can't stop doing this. I'm having too much fun. I'm in New York. This is how people stay out till 4 a.m., etc.
And go to work in the morning.
Yeah. And then I would get home and I would lie in bed in my Victoria's Hush Hush nightgown, which I exclusively wore Vicky Hush Hush nightgowns. And I would just lie there thinking like, is that my heart knocking? Is something happening? What's happening? And then I just freak out. And it was so much fun. I had to do it again the next night. But I was always afraid of hallucinogens because I was afraid that I would have a bad trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I just feel like the window's closed. Like I'm a mom with kids, but I still, like, Daniel's done it a bunch. He speaks not in a long time, but he speaks so highly of it that I'm like, I got to find a way to try it.
He does it before every episode.
Yeah, it's where the inspo for the intros come from.
Tony, do you have experience with it?
No, none actually. I'm
Nerd.
intrigued.
So that's going to be one of my options this week. I have to figure out the
Have
other.
you done it before though, or no?
No.
Never ever.
I tried in college, but it didn't
Why didn't you call
take.
her a nerd?
Because she is so cool.
I don't know.
You are too.
I don't know when you were in college, but when I was in college, like what they did was they like pulled mushrooms out of the ground. I don't know. And like we would throw them, not really, but you'd get them from some random guy and then you'd throw them in ice cream because they tasted so bad. What's dangerous about like the chocolates that have mushroom in them, which is what I have taken, is like you can... Like my boyfriend took a whole square when you're really supposed to take a fourth of a square. He was like, well, screw it. And he took a whole square and then like had to like excuse himself for the night. And I was just like, let's have fun, but not out of control.
Is it legal now?
No, I don't think so.
In Canada, it is, I believe.
I think Colorado also.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's like on the road to legalization if you're using it for psychiatric, whatever.
Right. It seems much more regulated now, though, or like official than... Right. Because I was in college around the time you were in college, and it was just like whoever you bought weed from, maybe they have shrooms, and then people would eat them and throw up. And
Yes, the DEA loves my podcast, so I need to be careful.
Yes.
And I just have a logistics question. When you gave the option of Victoria's Secret or Lizard in your apartment, were you already in the running to work on Black Friday? Like you knew you could see this as being an option.
They hired me within a day.
Wow.
What do you make of that? And you do seem like a great employee. I'm just asking, what do you make of
I think
that?
they just needed people.
Okay.
Because they were like, so they said, what's your availability? And I said, I'm free. And they said, well, it sounds like you're great with people. Like they asked me no questions.
That's the hush hush way.
So this is going to make me sound like such a pampered princess, but do you have to vacuum and clean up the store?
No.
Okay, because when I worked
Interesting.
retail briefly, I worked at Sam Goody Music Store.
Ooh.
It involved a lot of cleaning up of the actual store. I don't know
Right.
typically if there's separate people who clean and work, but I was just like, I hate this.
Right. So of the three women who were working there at the same time, one is the grandmother is a cleaner, the mother is a manager, and then the daughter is on the sales floor.
Oh, wow.
They're all in.
Yeah. They're all there. There were actually two families working there, which was revealed to me at the employee meeting.
And what are the benefits like aside from like a free bra when you go to a meeting, which is hilarious.
Well, and she now knows how to measure.
Okay.
But imagine going to working at any other company. They're like, if you go to this meeting, we'll give you a bra. It's like,
what are the benefits? Okay. It's a getting out of the context of my normal life. I also have to say, I get like 12,000 steps a day working there.
no, I actually meant, I know what the benefits are
Yeah.
for you. I meant like, do you get like health benefits?
No.
Okay.
It's literally minimum wage
Got
or
it.
like a little bit more than that.
yeah.
I mean, I actually don't know what the benefits are, except that it's something weird that I'm doing in my life that's kind of bringing me joy.
So cool.
That's awesome.
How many days a week do you work there?
Like 2, sometimes 3.
Oh,
I
that's
think
good. That's like a
great.
good
I'm
manageable
almost,
amount.
I'm like on the verge of wanting to submit an application. Like, I need something like that in between these like weird
Yeah.
work sprints I have.
No, it's kind of fun. And it's also weirdly humbling too, because you're like, oh, I don't know. You're just connecting with people in a new way, I guess.
Could you
cool.
tell us, amateur bra fitters, what are we doing wrong?
Yes. Okay. So take the tape measure and we do it under the armpits and do
Right.
it tightly. So you'll get a number there. Say you get 34. Okay. If you get 35, I would go down to a 34.
Yeah.
And then you go to the chest area, you leave a little bit of space, like 2 fingers from where the cleavage would be. I would never stick 2 fingers in someone's cleavage. What if that's what the woman's mad about? She's like, when you put 2 fingers in between the breasts,
You were wrong.
you were raw. You were raw.
Oh my God.
So then you measure that and say that one is 37. Then you would go up from 34. 1, 2, 3. So that would be ABC. So then you'd be a 34C.
Oh, interesting.
It's like unlocking
Add 3 inches.
secrets.
Exactly.
Wow.
How come
Yes.
you do the measurement, the band measurement above the breast?
Because it is the size of the cage. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
the band is what the band. Yes, some companies do it under
Oh.
the breasts. We don't do that. I'm not sure why.
Is it because
just-
it's too feeling them uppy?
It is pretty intimate, and we are doing it out in the open as well. So before, if I'm giving you a bra measurement, I'd say, what size are you wearing now? How does it feel? Are you having any issues with it? And what kind of bra are you wearing right now? Because if they're wearing a sports bra, then I'll add in a size.
Does
to my
anybody
measurement.
cry when you take their measurements for various reasons? Is it just, I'm just curious.
No, but the looks of shock.
Yeah.
We're seeing a look of shock right now.
Yeah.
Or am I? Yeah. Well, that doesn't sound right, or. But we have a lot of. So we only go up to 38 in the store. And there are a lot of people. There was a giant who came in from Switzerland.
Yeah.
Who I was like, I don't even know how to. And a gorgeous woman, but just enormous, and it's like, there's you're not going to find a bra here. So I just told her like 38 triple D and we'll call it a day.
Right.
She was like 8 feet tall is what I'm saying. And very,
Right. It's hard
Like
to be that size
yes.
inclusive. And that particular woman might need something custom made.
Exactly.
We
Or
don't
she
know.
could get it online. We've got
Yes.
more online, my friends. I'm like, no, I'm pushing
I like
Victoria's.
the brand loyalty. Like, we've got more online. We can do that for you.
We can help
I feel
you
like
out.
this episode was brought to you by Vicky Hush Hush.
Vicky's Hasha.
But sometimes people are genuinely so relieved to have found a new bra or something that works, or people who have just had a breast reduction or have had cancer and stuff like that. It's like they're coming back, or just had a baby is another big thing. And their bodies are changing. And so
My mom has been bugging me to get fitted by an expert like forever. And I'm like, climb out of my butthole, Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
I didn't ask to be born. But apparently it has been, this maybe leads into the tears, led into the tears
Yeah.
question. It's supposed to be life-changing.
When
I
you
feel
have
like
a bra that fits.
my bras are fine.
My bras are fine.
Yeah, they're fine. They could be better.
They could be better.
Maybe we need to
They could
visit
be
Elizabeth.
worse.
right, you've got
Elizabeth, we are here from the royal court. I am Robin Thur. I was
is
trying to give
also-
myself a longer name.
Oh my God. I need to find better lunch options, I've got to say. Because
Oh,
all
yeah.
that's next to me is Wetzel's. We don't have time. There's another place called Potato Corner that one of my employees is obsessed with.
Is it in a corner, or if it's just like a corner?
It's not in a
okay,
corner.
that's problematic.
I could not agree more. And even the thing itself is not that angular. The
But I guess
stand.
it's like Pizza Hut's not a hut.
Right.
So true. This whole time I thought it was a hut.
And when paired with Taco Bell, should be a duplex.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So has Wetzel's been your go-to?
That's when I have a 15-minute break. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I guess. Sometimes I'm just like, Wetzel's. The mall I'm working at, this will give it away, but there's a very specific bakery that's only in this mall that sometimes I'll be like, I'm going to go get a treat from there.
This is my valley brain going,
Did you land on it? Because I don't know.
very specific famous bakery.
I'll
in
give
a
you
mall.
the first. It's not that famous, I don't think. It starts with an S, and
Susie Cakes.
if anyone can guess it, no.
Sprinkles.
No one listening to this is going to come hunt me down at Victoria's Secret, are they?
I don't think they will, but
I
you
don't
never.
think
I would
so.
maybe we don't say it out
Okay,
loud.
Yeah.
Because you will find me if I tell you the name of this bakery.
Yeah. Don't tell us. Tell us off air.
And then I'll look at you and go, you were wrong.
You were
I felt bad when you talked about this initially on the show because after we were done recording, you mentioned what mall it was, and you were like, I took it far away from where anybody I know would go. And immediately when you said that, I kept it to myself, but I was like, we like going to that mall.
Wait. Okay, I've actually I was leaving there and I ran into the guy who was the head writer on when I worked on Nikki Glazer's show, and he was like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I work at Victoria's Secret.
good. That's good.
It's a good mall.
And yeah, I love it. It was fun running. I mean, it's fun running into people, it's just that kind of like, I don't want to have to justify it either and be like, but it's just for my podcast. Like there's something to be ashamed about, because the thing is, it's good to work.
It's great to work.
And even if it's this kind of job that normally I would have had in my teen years, I still want to be like happy about it in a way,
I love that.
It's great.
What kind of job like this did you have in your teen years?
I worked when I first moved to LA, I worked at DVF, Diane von Furstenberg.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
Retail. Yeah. And then I worked at a place called Heartbreaker. Where did I work as a
What was
teen?
that?
I worked as a teen, I worked for Finger Hut Corporations as a telemarketer. I was like in the top sales tier when I was a teenager.
Also not a hut.
Also not
Why is it
Finger
called
Pizza.
Why is it called Finger Hut?
That's probably somebody's last name.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I knew somebody at camp with that last name.
It was
Finger
like
Hut?
it was like a shopping catalog, like Montgomery Ward or something, where people would call in and they'd be like, "I'd
heard
like
of
the
it.
cow print cookie jar, B9732. I'll take 3 of those." Like just depressed people sitting at home flipping through these. Maybe not depressed.
Maybe they're living their best life.
Yeah.
Finger Hut was founded in 1948 by William Finger Hut.
like spelled like the finger and I just spelled
Finger hut.
the finger and
and the hut.
I've never heard. I love when I come across a word I don't know or a last name I've never heard of, and I've never heard of Finger Hut.
But I also worked at a movie theater.
Oh,
Have you done that?
recently?
When I was in high school, and I found out that the popcorn at the end of the night that they don't use, they put in a garbage bag, a giant trash bag, and then just throw it back into the heater the next day.
Oh.
And toward the end, I started to like really hate the job. And this woman was like, the popcorn here is very stale. And I said, that's because at the end of the night, we put it in a trash.
Did anyone hear you?
I think it was like, well, no one told me this is a secret. So here's the truth. And I ended up quitting shortly after that. But
Yeah. At least you went out with a bang.
Yeah.
At least talk about speaking truth to power.
You have all these workplaces with secrets.
Yeah. You know what you need with your head full of secrets? A super comfortable pillowcase to sleep on that will help your skin and your hair. I'm talking about a silk pillowcase from Blissy. I cannot get my glasses on. Okay. Here we go. Not that I'm reading anything. This is from the heart. Silk is what's best for your hair and skin. It reduces frizz, tangles, and prevents breakage. That's because it keeps the moisture in your hair and keeps your skincare products and natural moisture on your skin, while cotton literally absorbs it off your face. And there's a lot of dupes out there that claim satin can be an alternative to silk. But satin is made from synthetic fibers, and silk is luxurious and all natural. And Blissy pillowcases, they come in a variety of colors. They're so soft. I have a Blissy pillowcase and a Blissy sleep mask, and they're smooth and they're soft and they're cool to the touch. And you can put them in the washing machine, which is unusual for a silk pillowcase. They're made of 100% mulberry silk. They make amazing gifts. Blissy silk pillowcases are the best ones on the market. They have a ton of different prints and colors, and they make great gifts because there's an option for literally anyone. Men love them too. They have solids. They have prints. They have over 1.5 million raving fans, and you could be next. Try now risk-free for 60 nights at blissy.com/bestfriend and get an additional 30% off. That's Blissy, BLISSY.com/bestfriend, and use code BESTFRIEND to get an additional 30% off. You'll wake up feeling better than ever. And also, Lizzy, you were talking about not having great lunch options. I don't know how you feel about eating food for babies or toddlers or even big kids. I've tried it and it's very good, and it's portable too. I'm talking about Little Spoon. It's a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snack time for your baby, toddler, and big kid, and the employee at your local mall. Delivered right to your door. Yes, you heard that right. You can have Little Spoon in your life for years to make mealtime healthy, tasty, and easy, time-saving, and convenient without compromise. We have a whole raft of, it's not really a raft. We have a whole bunch of little spoon stuff in our refrigerator right now, and it makes mealtime so easy. Their smoothies in particular, they come in convenient pouches. I take them on the go. My kids love them. It's all so delicious. They have baby blends, biteables, plates. That's what we have, a bunch of plates in the refrigerator, and smoothies. It's all fresh, delicious, made with the cleanest, high quality ingredients. Make this year's chaos a little more manageable with time-saving, delicious, and healthy meals and snacks your kids will love. Go to littlespoon.com and enter our code NEWBESTFRIEND at checkout to get 50% off your first Little Spoon order. That's Little Spoon, LITTLESPOON.com, and enter our code NEWBESTFRIEND for 50% off at checkout. Okay. Woo! Okay. So only
God,
one.
now I'm
okay.
hungry for smashed carrots.
Yeah.
So good.
Have you really eaten
I have.
it?
Yeah. It's good. It's really good. I've been dabbling in baby food for a long time. I mean, it's portion controlled. It's tasty. These are like decent portions.
Yeah.
But I remember Daniel and I were checking out. They had this other brand of baby food makes these small little raviolis that are good. We're checking out the grocery store, and the woman like held it up. The woman checking us out, she's like, "What age are these good for?" And Daniel goes, 38. Yeah, that's what I was at the time. And I always had my cover story too, which was like, "Oh yeah, my friend's staying with me, and she asked me to get these for her." And then also I went through a phase of eating.
Instead of saying you have a kid.
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable lying that much.
These are for my friend. tiny ravioli.
And then I also, have you ever had veggie? Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like chopped up vegetables in a can. It's what you feed a turtle.
Oh.
So, I mean, or it's not sold as turtle food, but turtles enjoy it. Your secret pet could have enjoyed veggie.
So wild.
So I had a can of veggie rolling around my trunk for so long because I was going to an outdoor concert where it was a canned food drive and you could get in with a donation of a can. And we were looking for like a can of food we didn't want. And it was this veggie. And then I don't know if I had a different can that I gave them, for whatever reason, one day I was hungry. I was not living at my parents' at the time, living on my own. Dipped into and I was like, I'm going to try this veggie.
Uh-oh.
And I ate
Oh, no.
just a few spritzes of I can't believe it's not butter on the veggie. And I was like, I really, really like this.
So
Yes.
did you also donate it at one point?
I donated a different can of food.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was like, if some person in need gets a can of veggie, like I'm desperately in need. There's a turtle on it. I'd be like, no.
No, it's not turtle food.
I'm just this up. I've never heard of veggie.
Yeah. VEG.
Oh, it's
hyphen-
not literally.
No.
Oh.
It's not literally turtle food. I have
Sounds like
standards.
it.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, I really enjoy this thing that I used to think of as like fit for a turtle. And so I started buying it like 8 cans at a time.
Oh.
And that was the other time I had a cover story, maybe 6 cans, but still like a lot of veggie at a time. And I would have a cover story for that. And it was going to be like, I'm shopping for my church's potluck. And they told me to get 6 cans of veggie.
Oh, my God.
I never had to use it.
Snapchat.
I never used my cover story, but I felt like I needed one. But then smash cut to yesterday. I'm at Trader Joe's buying. So my dad likes these Trader Joe's. It's a candy. It's orange. They're called chocolate orange sticks, and it's like
Like Pocky almost?
No, it's like a orange jelly with chocolate on it, and they're like maybe like this. Speaking of Finger Hut, it's like the size of your pinky finger. My dad likes those a lot, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's and I'm gonna get these for him because they don't always have them. So I bought 6 bags of them, which will last him forever. But because like my parents they don't grocery shop a lot and da-da-da. But when I was checking out, the guy's like, I know what someone likes. And I didn't even, and I had a cover story there for my dad, but I didn't even say it. I'm just like, I'm going to let him think that I'm buying 6 bags of these. I don't care.
I feel like the commenting on the purchases, the specific purchases, should maybe go away as like just as a general thing, because you shouldn't have to have a cover story.
I know.
You know, like if you're buying 6 orange chocolate things, then you are, and nobody wants to be like
Interrogated.
Interrogator. There's a version where somebody who isn't as cool as you would feel shamed.
Yes.
By that.
There's times in my
Every
life
time
where
I go
I
to Target.
definitely would have felt shamed.
Yeah.
Every time I go to Target, they're like, why are you buying 200 knives?
Yeah. Maybe in a gun shop, they should comment on it.
Like, I know that it's just, I know it's maybe not the most fun. Although if I was going to work anywhere, I would work at Trader Joe's because I love it there. But
I feel like
They always go,
good.
oh, have you tried this? I haven't tried this yet.
Yes,
I
that
feel
has
like
to be part of the training.
It has to be
It has
because
to
they
be.
make. I had my cover stories in other situations and I didn't use them, but Trader Joe's, they 100% of the time make conversation about your items.
Yeah.
I think they have to.
At that team member training in those Hawaiian shirts.
I have a major question to ask.
Please.
How do you feel about sardines?
Interesting.
I love this question.
That's a good question.
No, you go.
Well, here's the thing. I don't, my mom loves them.
In a tin.
Yeah, my
Yes.
mom loves them in a tin. I haven't ever tried them, but I really like clams. I really like chopped
Clams
up
in a can?
clams in a can. It's disgusting.
Oh.
So, but it's adjacent.
Is that packaged like when you say a can, you
It's
mean
like
like a
packaged like
cylindrical?
tuna.
Okay. Oh.
But it's like chopped up clams. So if
What
you
do
were
you
gonna
eat
have
it
like,
with?
I take like 2 or 3 cans and then I'll make a sauce out of it and I'll just put it over pasta. But it's
that's what you're supposed to do
Okay.
with it, though.
yeah, but it seems real gross when you're doing it. But the sardines, I just feel like are a cousin or a sibling of the the cans in a clam.
Do they
What?
have the face? Okay.
Oh my God, you guys! I'm like one of those news reporters who had an on-air medical event.
Or don't keep, or what did the guy say? You guys, please know what I'm talking about when I say it. keep fucking the chicken.
Oh my God, no!
Oh, please pull that up. There was a newscaster who said something. I think maybe he meant to say pluck the chicken, but he said fuck the chicken on air, and it like went viral. Okay. Your sardine question.
I'm just curious about it because I was staying at a friend's house recently and he had like a little pantry. It was like his place in Palm Springs. And I was like, oh my God, there's so many sardines here.
I hope you
And
had a
he
cover
has
story.
like good taste. And I was like, oh, I feel like this is maybe something I should explore. I don't know.
Was
'cause
this an
I
older
do like,
gentleman?
he's like 43
Okay.
or 44.
No. So.
Could you toss me that toilet paper?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, a bit
Should
of
I
a nose.
throw it?
Yes.
Oh,
I caught it.
Listeners, she caught it.
You're going to
I
have
threw it and
get
she
a
caught
lot
it.
of spam from what you're Googling right now. Gonna get, I hope you have malware.
Feed barns.
Yeah.
And other things. Okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
have you
confused.
ever-
When I was little, there were little fish that came in a can where they had the little thing you roll. I think that's an anchovy. I don't know. But they were like smoked.
Okay.
I think. Maybe not. And I liked them. Now I don't get near all that stuff.
But if it's on a salad, say you ordered a salad that had anchovies,
Are we talking sardines or anchovies? I
Well-
wouldn't want either, though.
you wouldn't want either.
No.
Okay.
In fact, if there's like a little rolled up hairy fish on a Caesar salad, no thank you.
Harry?
Either anchovies or sardines are kind of hairy.
Right. I can't. Yeah.
I think it's anchovies.
Yeah.
They're salty and hair. One of them is very salty. But you know Chelsea Peretti?
Sure.
She has posted in the past about some kind of pasta that you should make with either sardines or anchovies.
Huh.
Some kind of like pasta where like you almost like I feel like it's like a gourmet kind of thing, like you're saying.
Right. Okay. I'm yes.
You need
And
to
I
find
feel
out-
like my friend Anthony is very into pasta and stuff, and I wonder if that's part of it.
I think you need to ask him. Are you
Yeah.
are you at this level with him where you can say, what are you using these on?
Like I'm fascinated by your love of sardines,
Yeah.
Mr. John Doe.
I could dip
Anthony
into it.
Fingerhut.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Anthony Fingerhut.
Tony
I have a
Fingerhut.
question. Yeah. I'm going to ask him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I was just like, is this a thing that people are like, oh, yeah, I eat? Do they still have the head on the?
Oh, that's a good
One of them
question.
does.
Okay.
I think anchovies do.
Well, there was recently an article in Vulture or maybe New York Magazine, one of the two, about it's called the Shoppy Shop, and how when you go into like cute little stores in your neighborhood, like Atwater Village has them, like little stores that like have 5 things for sale or whatever. But they all have like fishes and tins for sale now, that it's like such a thing at like different little if you go to a coffee store, they'll try and sell you fishes and tins. And
So-
I think maybe your friend is on that trend. I could be wrong.
Do you guys know who Caroline Goldfarb
Yes, I was
is?
just thinking
she
that.
she sells tinned fish, and I
Yeah.
was like, she's funny. Why are we calling it tinned fish? Like that feels like when someone is putting something in the boot of their car. Like, can't we just
Yeah.
call it canned fish? But then someone told me there actually is a difference between tinned fish and canned fish.
I think hers is like gourmet in a certain oil. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's well preserved. There's like something.
I'm not passionate about tinned fish myself.
And she does this. She actually tins the fish.
She has a company called Fishwife. I haven't seen a post about it in a long
Sure.
time.
Well, it was basically this article was talking about Fishwife. Like,
Oh, okay,
stuff
this
that
is
makes
the
you
article
feel like
about
this
her.
looks cool and trendy and
Yes.
fresh and cool. Like, and it's all about like the sort of emergence of Fishwife products in every store in America.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly who I was
Now,
talking
how is
about.
this different from like canned tuna?
Right,
Or,
from Chicken to the Sea.
or canned salmon as well.
My issue with canned salmon is I haven't opened a can of it in a really long time, but the 2 times in my life I have, it's got tiny little bones in it.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. whereas canned tuna just has dolphin in it.
Right. And lipstick on it.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, I don't get that.
because the chicken
They
of the sea
tested on
lady.
it.
Oh,
I was saying
I
animal
thought 'cause
testing,
the
but I was.
chicken of the sea lady has like lipsticks and lipstick and a bow.
right.
it works in a couple of different
It has
ways.
a bow in it.
Yeah. Tony, did you find the clip?
I believe I did.
Okay.
Look on Fox 5 Sky Guardian and then check that 7-day to make your weekend plans.
Takes a tough man to make a tender forecast, Nick.
And I guess that's me.
Keep fucking that chicken. All right, when we continue, the lost symbol has found lots of...
Meant to say it.
That chicken.
What was he going to say? Keep hanging out with that chicken?
I think he was trying to say keep plucking that chicken, but I don't understand why.
Because even after he says it, he doesn't say, "Oh my god."
He's probably hoping nobody
Yeah. Right.
noticed.
when it's like
That's
all
true.
they notice. They
That's
definitely
true.
notice. Okay. So I think we need some kind of drop or something to indicate an exclusive main event special.
Oh, what happened? What happened here?
Oh my
Life
god!
happened,
I know.
Tony.
I think that was the main event.
Yeah.
You want to set that up again?
I think we need some kind of special drop or sound effect to indicate an exclusive main event happening on this show. Lizzy Cooperman, in addition to sizing bras and hosting a podcast and being an amazing comic,
Oh my god! Oh, sorry. Continue.
and ghostwriter.
And fake goes. Yeah.
Yes, reads tarot cards, and she's brought them, and she's going to read my cards.
So fun.
Yeah. Oh my God! Look, you have a cool case.
She has this
Well-
cool, like hot
Marc
pinkish-
Jacobs makeup.
I
bag.
love it.
It's great. I love, that's a great little case. Anything can go in that case.
That's
Sorry.
right.
I'm enthralled. I don't
No,
even
I
need
like
to
it.
hear the reading.
Let's just take
You're
a
like sardines could go in that
Yes.
case.
I need to.
My
I'm
clams.
going to interrupt real fast. I know that everyone here. Ooh, I love the sound of shuffling. Everyone here has a hard out. Are you guys okay with time? Look at the time and see if everyone's okay.
I am okay.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, now I'm going to. Tony, could you film it?
Oh my god!
Or Robin, could you?
I could try.
I mean, if I do it, it's going to be terrible.
Like, am
so
I filming the whole when the cascade when the whole thing is laid out, or am I filming it one by one? Because she's gonna lay down some different cards.
Oh. Just whenever you feel like just getting a little something or other that I could put up on Instagram at some point after I cut it down.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I also have to say,
And this-
normally, because so I'm doing these. If you want one, by the way, go to my website, LizzyCooperman.com. I normally do these one-on-one, and recently a lot of people have been like, I'm getting a tarot reading for my sister, and my whole family is going to be there. And I have to
Oh.
go, actually, it's very common, and obviously people enjoy it, and that's why. But it's a private. Okay.
Do you want them to leave? Just kidding.
Oh, no. I'm
Would
like,
you-
so
Could you give us the room?
the sound goes completely.
Just a quick interruption. I feel like on TV shows constantly people are saying like, "Could you excuse us for a minute?" Or
Right.
"Could you-"
Yes. Can I talk to you over here?
Yes. In real life, once at a job, someone's like, "Could you give us the room for a minute?" And I was
Yeah.
like, that felt awful. It feels very rude when someone actually casually kicks you out of a room.
Oh, it happens all the time. It happened all the time early in my writing career.
So they actually
maybe
did
they
that.
were just kicking me out, but like it was like, hey, can we have if you're a producer level and above, can the producers just have the room? And it'd be like you do like the sad staff writer walk out of the room and be like, one day I'll be allowed to stay. But yes, it's chilling when they say it.
Yeah. All right. Here we
Alison,
go.
have you had a reading before?
So, I don't know if it was like a real reading. I went to a life coach for a period of time, and she had a deck, and occasionally she would like pull a card and talk about it, or have me pull a card or something.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think that's like the real way it's done.
Okay, no. Just kidding. No, I mean it can be be used that way. Is there anything specific on your mind right now?
I mean, I don't know what kind of things people normally mention, but getting my son is not sleeping well, Owen.
Okay.
The one for whom we decorated the house with planet stuff.
Okay.
And so it's affecting Daniel and my sleep a lot.
Okay.
And we have, he's been crawling into our bed, which is sort of like the lesser of two evils because we can sleep through it a bit, but I'm not sleeping as well. And I feel like we're like heading down a bad path of him sleeping in our bed every night. That's on my mind.
Okay. I want you to take the deck and split it into 3 here.
Okay.
As you see fit. Just trying to get your energy onto the cards. Thank you.
Getting my energy onto the cards. I'm sorry. Did I just defile your cards?
Not at all.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Wow. Okay.
We got a wow.
Alison. Oh.
Does it say that I'm really, does it say great things? Uh-oh. Stony
Not
silence
yet.
when
Just
I
kidding.
ask that question.
Okay. Wow. Oh, Alison. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man reversed. You're in need of a new perspective right now on this whole situation. It also looks like there's something you need to let go of right now in your life. It's you're hanging on to too much right now. You need to start kind of parting ways with some of the energies in your life.
Okay.
Maybe that's parting ways with your insomnia. But the Hanged Man normally is kind of a new perspective. And as you can see, it's something that's kind of divine, as you can see by the halo.
Is he upside down?
He's upside down, yes.
So he's like a dangling man.
He's dangling. And when it's reversed, it means it's time to let go of something.
Okay.
So it could mean, because this is the center card right now, that you are kind of letting go.
But
But the conflict here is that things are moving really quickly in a way, and there's kind of a reckless energy around your life right now.
it's my son.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It could be.
The thing is, when I'm like, what's going on with you? The tarot, it can, point to something going on with your son, but
By me. Yeah.
I
Let's
feel
keep it
like
on me.
it's usually about you.
I deflected.
Yeah, I could sense that.
Okay. All right. So things are moving fast in my life.
Yes, there are things that you're like, it's time to let go and move on from, but things are a little chaotic.
Yes.
It might mean. Okay.
Yes. Maybe
So Knight of Swords, some of the swords are very grounded. Like Knight of Pentacles has a dark, grounded horse. It arrives holding a coin. Knight of Cups is offering a cup. You actually have that later in your reading. It's a different kind of offering. But
It's a cup full of Monster Energy drink.
It's a cup full of Monster.
That's what's chaotic.
But this is you buying 200 knives at Target.
Okay.
Knight of Swords. As you can see, the horse is even kind of giving the knight side eye, like, where are we going? Why are we moving so quickly?
Got it.
In the recent past, it looks like there's been some conflict.
Sure.
Okay. Knight of Wands. Wands are ruled by fire and are kind of symbolic of your path and your purpose in life. But this can be just conflict, kind of around what's going on with you. It can be interpersonally. Mm-hmm. Does that resonate with you, that you've been having some?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple things that come to mind regarding that.
Okay.
And it is interpersonal stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Let me draw some clarification around that. Interesting. Does that ring true to you, that there's something that you're holding on to that you need to give up or move on?
I mean, there's a couple things I can think of that it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So part of the conflict, it looks like, is that you're trying to hold things together constantly. And there's an element of control around it. We have the Tower reversed. When the Tower is right side up, we absolutely love it. People are jumping from the tower. They're screaming. It's like an absolute collapse of the foundation.
Okay. It's a real 9/11 situation.
It absolutely does
look like that.
Yeah. Yes. And when it's reversed, it means that something is kind of waiting to collapse.
Oh, that's not good.
But it could be something.
It could be liberating.
Good. Yeah.
Yes, it can absolutely be, because
like all the bad stuff in my life could collapse, and out of it grows something new.
Exactly. And that's where the Tower is helpful, is that you kind of need to destroy the foundation in order to begin again. You need that shovel.
Yes.
Oh, it all goes back to the shovel.
This is a real shovel card. Okay, Alison, you've been persevering.
Oh, my
And-
sister.
We've got 9 of Wands. Sometimes because it's reversed, it feels like you're kind of stuck and not moving forward.
Always.
Okay. You feel like you're close to the end of a cycle, but you have this feeling this card is called above, so it's in the upper part of your subconscious that you're kind of not able to move into the next.
Wait, what does upper
phase.
part of your subconscious mean? Like it's still subconscious,
The goal
but it's...
in your subconscious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the kind of the goal, the upper part meaning like your. It's interesting because yes, it does denote kind of your goal in life, but it's also so there's like the upper and the lower part of your subconscious, and the upper is kind of I don't want to say more positive, but it's kind of more of goals and dreams, and lower is a little bit more fear-based.
Okay. So is it like higher self, lower self kind of
Yes.
stuff? Okay.
But the lower part of the subconscious has Knight of Cups, which is that you feel that there's a new creative opportunity right now that you're thinking about. It could also mean a new suitor.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Go, girl.
I'm like, since Daniel's not here.
Right. Yeah.
I love that you said this is the monster energy. So funny. Is there something creative that you've been kind of
Yes. Kind of
thinking
yes, there is.
Okay. It looks like things are kind of moving forward with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The carrot.
We have
No,
the
the chariot.
chariot. We have the carrot. We have the smashed carrot. The chariot is really amazing too because you're able to hold more than one thing at a time. See how there are these two sphinxes down at
yeah.
the bottom that are opposites. One is black and one is white, and it's kind of represents two different things that you're holding and that you're able to move forward with that. Near future, you might start to lose a little hope in this. I'm just saying.
In the creative endeavor or in everything?
I'm kind of seeing. So you asked about one thing, and I feel that the reading is pointing to something else.
And doesn't it always?
Wait, what did I ask about?
Well, you're
you mean the Owen
asking
stuff?
about Owen.
Yeah.
And from what I'm seeing, this is more about your path as a creative person.
That's
it's kind of what I'm picking up on.
I need that. Yeah, because honestly, so Upworthy Weekly, which was I did 3 podcasts, and Upworthy Weekly just got put to pasture. And Todd and I are working on a new show, which is going to launch any day now. But we're already on Patreon. I'm sorry, I must plug in the middle.
Oh, no, that's incredible. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for telling me.
Patreon.com/Allison and Todd. There's only one
Patreon.
level. It's $2 a month. So it's very affordable. It's the cheapest show on Patreon. So we're launching a new podcast. But and that has been like a turnover in my life.
Okay. That's really interesting. So this is showing that's moving forward. You might just run into something where you're like, I don't know if this is it, because you have the star reversed, and the star.
Should I not do the show with him? Just kidding.
No, I actually think you should.
Okay.
However, you do have I love your advice card as well. So the star, when it's reversed, it's just like you might start to feel a little bit like, I don't want to say bitter, but just kind of, what's it all for? What am I doing? But I want to get a little bit of clarification on it. Okay. Wow. Okay. It's just going to start out feeling a little bit imbalanced.
Now, is that necessarily about creative pursuits, though? Because I feel, just to get very real.
Please.
Because he's not here.
Sure.
There has been a little conflict with Daniel lately. But like healthy good, the conflict that comes when you are raising children together. I don't want anyone to hear
conflict
this.
that I, as a tarot reader, would never bring up on the show. But yes, when you have the 5 of Wands in recent past, it's like, it's a tension.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have the Tower matching that, it's like things are starting to feel a little strained, and it's almost like you need to kind of like knock something down in order to make room for the new.
For the new suitor.
For the new guy coming through.
I just want to clarify for any listeners, there's nothing to worry about. If you're the kind of person who would be like, oh no, what's going on there, man? It's normal stuff. It's just, I think there's some we both have just been under stress and we feel like frustrated with each other and with our communication a little bit right now. Everything is fine though.
But I think can I just say, I think that's so nice that you can say that out loud and
you.
even to an audience, because I have so many friends that are in your position who are just like, things are great. Like it's so frightening to be around them.
Well, that's interesting with the Hanged Man at the center because it's kind of like hanging in limbo.
Yeah.
And having an energy. The Knight of Swords is like an energy of chaos. And I have to say, when you do see a knight in a reading, it can be another person. So when I say there's an energy of chaos, this knight is feeling kind of out of control. It can be kind of that the relationship is feeling a little bit like it's like the energy is. But also, the swords are ruled by air. So it's also very much like I gaslight you as a tarot reader. It's all in your mind, Alison. But it can be like there are swirling thoughts around things.
My thoughts never don't swirl.
Oh my God.
The swirl.
ABS.
You've got monster energy thoughts.
Always be swirling.
Always be
Or
swirling.
MABS. Monster. Always. I've got BSE and ABS.
Big Snickers energy.
Big Snickers energy. So I say if things might feel a little out of balance, still coming up because we also have temperance reversed as a clarification. However, this is all the precursor to you setting out on your own path. Setting out on a new
Sorry,
path.
Daniel. I'm setting out on my own.
I'm just drawing some clarity because I want to know why you're starting to feel kind of embittered. It's just that you need to break free and actually put this stuff, your dreams into action.
Yes, I do.
And I have to say that this is actually something, and I do study Kabbalah, but I don't think this is just from Kabbalah. I think this is just a life thing that if you're stressed about one area and in your life, to not focus on that and instead put the energy into the thing that you're like, this is really making me happy, and it's going to immediately just improve that other area. And I feel like that's where these wands are coming in, is because wands are about your path. It's originally like seen as like a walking stick and making your way. And wands are ruled by fire. And your advice right now is to embrace your visionary self with King of Wands, to be at the helm of your creativity and feel your power and know that there's power in the visions that you're having for yourself. It's very much like in a position of being able to manifest things right now. So the advice is to kind of,
I got to do it.
It's also showing as clarification. I'm seeing there's some, this is not Daniel to walk away from. I'm not, but there are certain things that it's time to walk away from.
Yes. Interesting.
And I think going through and writing down maybe your commitments right now and going, what could I do without that would make me feel lighter, that wouldn't make me feel like the hanged man.
Yes.
Needing to a release and will put emphasis and give power to my visionary self.
And the visionary self is the manifesting self?
Is
or
the
like
King
the one
of Wands. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At the helm of your creativity, at the helm of your path, and being like, this is what I see for myself. And that might mean leaving some other things behind.
Sorry, Daniel. Again, I'm joking, you guys. No, I like all, and it's funny as you're, this is fascinating.
Yeah,
as you're doing this, I'm thinking of like, there's more creative projects, like things that didn't immediately come to mind, but that I'm also working on. So like, there's lots of stuff.
I think this is a good time for reassessment is what I'm taking from these two cards as advice, to kind of lay it all out and get a clear picture so that you can make this happen in the near future, so that you can just set out and make it happen. So external influences, I'm seeing trouble with work-life balance.
Yes, always.
Okay. We've got Two of Pentacles reversed. This guy, he's wearing a hat like an Elmer's glue cap. He's like, or a condom.
I'm attracted to him.
Why is he's dressed all in anthropology.
He looks fun,
He
though.
looks like he'd be the funnest guy.
Yes, he would. Yeah.
That's the guy at the party I'd hang out with.
Yeah, same.
You love Elmer.
I do.
So he is juggling two coins. Pentacles are of the earth. It's career, it's money, it's home. So it's showing work-life balance is a little out of control. Yeah, and it shows that someone's feels hurt.
And is
Three
that
of
me or
Swords.
someone else?
This is external influences.
Oh, okay.
I think it can
So
also,
I've hurt someone.
It's also just an energy of being like, oh, that actually is something that we need to heal, or there's like a conversation that needs to happen around it.
Yes.
Fascinating. Sorry.
Yeah. It gets into it. You know what it is? The reading always starts somewhere and then it begins to tell the story, and it becomes clearer and clearer as you go on, because I'm just interpreting the cards and hearing this information about the creative projects and the stuff going on with Daniel. BBE, Big Butterfinger energy, Daniel.
Big finger.
Oh, that was
energy.
I forgot he had big Butterfinger
Wasn't he
energy.
a
I think
BBE?
so. What kind of I don't know if you can simultaneously read, but I'd like to know what kind of candy energy you're getting off of Robin.
I know. Weirdly, I have to say I got a Skittle.
That's so interesting. I've never even had one in my whole life.
You've never had a Skittle?
Never had a Skittle.
You've never tasted the rainbow?
No. Skittles, bite-sized candies.
That's so funny that you've had so many mushrooms and no Skittles.
And I haven't even had that many mushrooms, to be clear, but more than anybody in this room, I'm willing to admit. But yeah, never a Skittle.
Wow.
It's time, Robin.
I never understood them
Seize
as a
your
candy.
Skittle.
But maybe I don't understand myself.
I am really seeing Skittles for you.
I like that though. I accept that.
Oh my God, a purple Skittle. Aren't there purple Skittles?
Yes, there are.
Yes, the whole rainbow. A rainbow of fruit flavor.
You know it so well. It's waiting for you.
Maybe
Carpe
that's-
Skittle.
Yeah, this is the missing key in my entire life.
If I had a movie title for this
Yes,
reading,
I'd love to hear.
Something's got to give.
Oh,
snap.
That's the one with Jack Nicholson and Helen. No.
Yes,
Is it?
where he's like mean to her, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I love him."
And he
Haven't
won't
heard
walk
and
on the
seen that.
cracks on the sidewalk. Is that
He
the
won't?
one?
He has OCD, but
Yeah.
he's also and they're like, it's because he has like the whole thing in the movie is it's because he has OCD, and I'm like, no, he's actually mean.
He's a jerk. He's
And
such
she-
a
and they
jerk
fall
to
in
Helen.
love.
He's really mean to Helen Hunt.
Wait, no. Something's Got to Give is with Diane Keaton and Jack
Right.
Nicholson.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Well, I know what movie you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
Similar.
No.
So there's Something's Gotta Give, where Diane Keaton is in love with. It's that where she is dating her ex-husband again. No, that's Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin. Something's Gotta Give is. I'm not.
we never get to Allison's outcome. We're like, okay, so
Oh, there's more? I thought we were.
well, no, there are two more cards
Okay.
actually.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
it's okay.
sorry. I
As good as it
completely
gets was
derailed
the-
this.
Oh,
you.
that's the
As good
same
as it
title.
gets.
As good as it gets.
As
Something's
good
gotta
as it
give.
gets.
Yeah,
right,
sorry,
right.
I
No,
confused it.
please. So your hopes and fears, the devil.
Yeah, what is that? Doesn't sound good.
So the devil is all about temptation and addiction.
Monster.
Yeah, addiction
Energy.
to your Monster Energy
Yeah,
drinks.
or
This
my
is
coffee.
you just slurping them up.
They made him chunky. It's a chunky devil.
That is so funny. Yes, he's definitely had some big Snickers. This guy. It can also mean codependency.
Oh, yes. I was literally last night just thinking about how I should go to some Al-Anon meetings. Daniel's not an alcoholic. I just want to make that clear. If anyone is connecting the dots of what I'm saying, it's not about him.
That's interesting because you were talking about 12-step earlier.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Hopes and fears. This is interesting as well. Is there somewhere you want to travel to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very strongly.
I think you need to do that.
Me too. Thank you.
Hopes and fears. 6 of Swords. This is one of my favorite cards. I see this as hopes and dreams. The 6. I feel like these are like fears, the devil, hopes. 6 of Swords is kind of like, you know what? Just put your swords in the canoe and go. You might have problems, but just do the thing that you want to do and go to the place you want to go to.
Okay, great.
And
Will
the
do.
swords are thoughts. So whatever the thoughts are, it doesn't matter. Take the trip.
Go in the canoe.
You can't keep me out of a canoe.
No.
I'm advising you to do that. That's not actually technically in the advice sector, but it's interesting that it came up
Yeah.
where it came up in the reading for me.
Get in the sweaty
And
canoe.
your outcome card is pregnancy.
Whoa, wait.
Alison, no.
But that will not be happening. But you're joking.
That's a very literal interpretation. I'm just
I could be
am
pregnant
joking,
with
but-
a creative project.
Yes, exactly. The Empress, as you can see, also dressed in head to toe anthropology, but she has pomegranates all over her dress. It's a sign of fertility. And it kind of means that you're able to, again, bring things to fruition and actually give birth to this thing that you've been wanting to accomplish.
I love it.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much. This was so fascinating. I loved it. Now, since we're speaking of metaphysical, spiritual, otherworldly things, can I share with you guys a dream? I'll just make it real fast. You know how people are always like, it's so boring when people talk about their dreams. I like to hear about people's dreams. But anyway, I've been having recurring dreams featuring the AEW wrestling roster.
That makes sense.
RJ City, Dalton Castle, Colt Cabana.
So
some of the
only ones that have been on the show?
No,
The
not
guys.
not only ones that have been on the show. I think Britt Baker, some of the female wrestlers. No, I'm telling you, it's like the whole roster is showing up in my dream, but it's recurring. It's like every night until last night, and this is not a good sign. Tony, I dreamt about bathrobes.
Oh, boy.
And how Tony doesn't wear them?
No, it was about me.
We're having 30% off.
Oh, Elizabeth. That's incredible.
I have fallen in love. Like, all I do is wear my fluffy white robe around the house. I can't wait to put it on. I need another one, though. But in my dream, I was in a room and I was like, I forgot I have other bathrobes. I mean, it's so like very, like literal dream, like about, other whatever things I forgot about. But anyway, I was like, oh my God, the bathrobes have entered the subconscious.
Yes.
Amazing.
And maybe Elizabeth was put here on this planet to give
hook
you
me up with
30% off.
That is really interesting. Do you know what I feel like that is in pertaining to the tarot reading?
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, I think that in relationships, I had this theory that, by the way, I'm sure there are different versions of this, that this is already explained in a completely different way, but that everyone is coordinates. Say we're all coordinates 1 through 10. And when I'm with you, my 2, 3, and 4 comes out, and your 7 and 1 come out when you're with me. And then when you're with someone else, when you're with Tony, you're 5 and like different parts of yourself come out.
Right.
And that in a relationship, you're playing the same coordinates over and over and over. And I think that those bathrobes are like the different parts of you that you're like remembering other parts of yourselves. And I feel like that might be maybe a good thing that comes out of conflict.
Yes. I think
bathrobes.
so. Yeah. I feel like I've been like a certain way since the kids were born, and I'm like kind of like remembering, there were other parts of me, and I'm like trying to integrate with like the full me.
This is like
all the Snickers energy.
This is the part in your arc where you like join a choir or something, where you just to get back to what it feels like to sing.
You used to sing all the time when I met you. You never sing anymore. I don't have time.
God.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Lizzy, thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thrilled. May I smush them together?
Smush them
again?
together.
Okay, okay.
Smush. That was so cool.
I'm so glad.
That
I'm
was really
happy
fun.
we got to do it.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
So we tell
Most of the readings I do are like a half hour long, and so we really go into depth, and we do. Yeah, we'll go into each kind of
right
a section of the reading a little deeper.
No, I know this was
That's so cool.
a podcast reading.
This was a podcast reading, but I feel like it's yes. What were you going to say?
I was saying, tell me again where people can go if they want their own.
Yes, if you want a reading, go to LizzyCooperman.com, Lizzy Cooperman, and I actually do them over Zoom, and I'm actually doing this also as a result of my podcast.
That's so cool.
And I did on Valentine's Day. I did readings at the $1 Million Theater downtown in Los Angeles.
There's a theater called the $1 Million Theater.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
It was so fun. I like set up a table, but then this guy came up just wasted, and he put his head on the table and he threw money at me and he goes, "Just tell me."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I start doing the reading, and a girlfriend comes out. She was like, "You bitch, what are you saying?
Oh my
to
God.
my boyfriend. What is she saying about me?" And security had to like remove this woman.
Whoa.
So it was
What fun.
incredible. That was just one thing. But anyway, blah 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 blah.
I love that.
Lizzy,
Yes.
tell everyone where they should. Well, you already mentioned Lizzy Cooperman, but plug anything else you'd like to plug.
Okay, Lizzy Cooperman's in your hands. Also, this month I'm opening for AJ Lambert, who's an amazing musician, on the 7th and 28th at Harvard and Stone. if you
So
want to come see
fun.
me. Yeah. And then, my podcast, Lizzy Cooperman's in your hands. They're going to be voting in a couple weeks whether I continue the experiment or shut it down.
Oh my God.
God.
You're really putting it in their hands.
I'm really putting it in their hands. So listen to this week's because I'm going to give you the information of how that's going to go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I need to say hello and welcome and thank you to the new patrons. I realized I got a little bit out of order.
Alison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AlisonRosen.
Okay. So I mentioned before patreon.com/Alison and Todd. That's for Todd and my new show. But then I also have my other Patreon, which I've mentioned on the show already. And I would like to say hello and welcome to my new patrons. Hello. Welcome to Christine Archer. She signed up for an annual subscription and she's at the texting level. Hello. Welcome to Unreal Rochambeau, to Jake McDougall, to Joseph Cooney. He's at the texting level. To Lisa, signed up for an annual subscription, and to Ryan Skadlock at the texting level. Now, some people are at the texting level, but they have not yet texted me, which is totally fine. No pressure, but you can if you want. When you signed up, you should have received a message with the number. If you didn't, contact me. Patreon.com/AlisonRosen. Okay, Robin, what about you?
I was just going to be like, text me and I'll give you Alison's number.
You got to go through Robin.
I forgot to say this last time, but there is weirdly a more recent episode of Los Feliz, the podcast that we did about P22. And P22's passing. It was a tribute episode, so you can find that on Spotify. I just want to say, I say this a lot, but every listener has been so nice to me on Instagram. So you can find me on Instagram at Robin Shorr, RobinShorr. And I'm sorry that I really only do stories and I don't post in the grid that much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'll try and post more in the grid.
Tony, what about you?
Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and Bizarre Albums every Tuesday. That's it.
Great. And follow me on social media at Alison Rosen. And please make sure you're subscribed to the show. Leave us a nice comment on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening, 5 stars. And then also subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/Alison Rosen. Thank you guys so much. Lizzy, thank you. That was so cool.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. And I got
nice
to meet
to
Robin.
meet you, Lizzy.
Oh, listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show?